So I've just put in a spare one, and actually it does seem to be the same. It's 12 volt 21 5 watt P21. Let's just see. The computer may stop telling us it's rubbish. Let's have a look. I think you know straight away. It says, it comes up and it says it normally says rear lights out. Yeah, look, check brake lights. Yeah, look, I can see it working. I know the other side's working. Is that a running light as well? Maybe it's literally the wrong bulb. I've got a single filament here. I wonder if it could be that. And that's 21 watt. Let's do that. Let's switch it over. So single filament now, and actually it's 21 watt, wasn't it? So actually this is different. Let's see if that's gone away. Hey, let's just check. Okay, I think it got a bit confused. Let's fire up. Alright, that warning's gone. That's a fix. Cool, I'm happy with that. Wow, we're doing lots of fixes on this car. I'll say we again, but it's me. Lots of fixes on this car that's actually working. Good, I'm happy with that. That's good. Alright, so let me... By the way, this pole here, there's struts in here that hold this up. It's a strut system, and it's a bit of a pain to get to, but it is worth doing. I do want the tailgate to stand up on its own, so I think that is a job I'll be doing at some point. For now, I'm not that fussed. It also has a split tailgate, and the top bit's working fine. So if you're chucking in shopping, it's easy. Cool. That's a fix there. I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave these bulbs in here and these bulbs in here. Someone simply put in the wrong bulb, and take all the tools back out, put this back together, and then actually I'm off to MOT. It is insured. I did that front tyre yesterday. It's brand new. I think it has a chance of passing. If it does, I'll take it up to the jet wash, and then later I need to get some 1500 grit for this scratch, and then we need to polish this door. Need to try and get this scratch more even. At the moment it's higher rather than lower, so we need to get it down even and then polish it all out. Later. So we've seen this bike before. This is a Lexmoto Diablo 125. People who know me know I'm a huge fan of the shape of this bike. I think it's one of the best shaped bikes out there. Going back to the old Italijet days. It's got great curves, but they just never quite got the electrics right. The engines were okay overall, although this one seems to be causing so many problems considering its age. It's only 3 years old, or 2.5 years old. The theory this time is, so do you remember last time we had a battery issue and I was testing and the voltage was correct, everything came out was correct, but the young lady was on her third battery. So I was really torn, and in the end I said to her, look, I'm really torn, however my advice is to buy one more battery, because it just seems like you've got unlucky. Obviously Taylor batteries. I said, I just think you've got unlucky. I think you've had 3 bad batteries. And then she listened to that advice and she bought her third battery from someone else, and actually she's had no problems with battery issues starting or draining. However, she was driving along the other day and she said the bike is running but it's not driving. So her theory is that the belt has snapped. Now here's the problem. The problem is the belt was changed 3 or 4 months ago by a mechanic. So why would a belt snap after 3 or 4 months? So we need to get into here and we need to look at, has it snapped first of all, or has something else happened? And why is it snapping? She also said they changed all of the rollers. It was important the rollers were changed to protect the belt. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. The rollers have nothing to do with the quality of the belt or how long it lasts. They don't, the rollers slow down the bike, speed up the bike, they get flat spots. you get slight flat spots in your acceleration or your top end. So changing the roller is not the end of the world, but it's nothing to do with protecting your belt. If your belt is snapping regularly, there's something in there that isn't right. It's either misaligned or there's something sharp in there that's cutting it, and that's what we really need to look at. So let's pop this case off and let's see if there's anything obvious. Let's see if there's a chewed up belt in there for one. That's step one. And if there is, we need to look at what's chewing these belts up. Oh, that's so weird. Cheap crap. The belt's still on there, but the teeth have all disintegrated. So that's not an issue with the system, that's an issue with cheap shit belts. Okay. That's crazy. Look, no issue with the belt system. Cheap shit belts. The teeth have literally delaminated. They've come off. That's unbelievable. Well, how do you even fix that? Is there a brand on here? I've actually bought an upgraded belt. I've bought a belt that says it's tougher. So hopefully the new belt solves the problem. I'm going to check everything, just make sure there's no nips, nothing sharp. But I don't think there will be. That's crazy. I'm going to have to pop this off, ready for the new belt, which isn't here yet, but might come today. So this was a Lextech belt. So it's obviously Lexmoto's own brand, but was not an original, it was an aftermarket. So for it to delaminate like that is pretty, it's pretty poor. Yeah. New belt isn't Lextech. New belts say aftermarket, higher, more premium parts, so it should be better. I'm hoping it arrives today and we can get back on the road. What am I rescuing today? There's a local couple, lovely, really lovely people, and they were on mopeds originally. A moped originally, they shared it. And then they moved to this thing, and I see them flying around on this thing, 1 up, 2 up, and it seems pretty cool. I think it's just a power assisted bike. What it's doing now is it's tripping. So if I try and switch it on, it's tripping immediately. So there's a fault in there where the earth or neutral are touching, or alive is touching metal or something like that. Now originally I was looking here because there's lots. I'm gonna have to take all this off and just check that nothing's oh, that's a bloody, yeah, I need to check in here, just check that nothing's touching, ripped and touching. This here I'll tape up, but I don't know what it's doing. I don't think it's that live. My guess is something under the indicators here, the wires are left loose. My guess is they're touching, maybe. What's that, bloody plaster? And I don't know what voltage it is. It will just be 12 volts, won't it? Look, they're twisted so close. In fact, they are touching, look. Can you see that? So if I automatically separate them, so that's a live and a neutral. I'm gonna get a bit of a shock here, aren't I? So that's a live and a neutral twisted together, and they are touching. So let's separate them and see if the breaker stays on. If the breaker stays on straight away, then the problem's solved. Let's have a look. No. So the problem is somewhere else. I don't even know where to start. That's a like an RCD like you'd have in your house, funny enough. They can actually go wrong themselves. But I don't know. I'll check this side. This side's still kind of hanging on, but I'll check this side just in case. But that was definitely touching, and that would definitely be causing an issue. The truth is, I don't really know where else to look. We're looking for wires that are earthing or touching, sparking. So that could be anywhere. It is likely to be up under them red ones or here. That one was already the issue, an issue. Let's just check that there's no third one in there doing anything. Well, I'm gonna have to take this one so that we can see what's going on. That one's still kind of connected, so there shouldn't be an issue there. I might just cut it anyway, in case in here they've done the same problem. Let's see what's going on. I do wonder if that RCD has tripped itself. You could put a more standard fuse in there and see what happens. Right, my guess is whatever this is under here, they all look alright. They may not even be that far under here. They may have taken it early to save it. That exposed earth shouldn't. Let me tape it in case. I don't think an exposed earth there would be enough to trip that fuse. I think you'd need a live touching something, but just in case, nothing's kind of dodgy really. This is interesting. I mean, I've got some of them breakers at home, but I don't know what should I use. 6 amp? I don't know. I'd be guessing. I might have to just go and get one just to try it, because it won't hurt, and I've got them at home. I mean, it won't be this exact one, and it won't fit perfectly. It won't have that side bit on, but we can see. I mean, the other thing we could do is we can bridge the two wires together, but if there's an issue within here, that would burn something out if you powered it, So let's have a look. Household breaker. I'm just going to put in. It's just a 16. You can get a 6, you can get a 32. I don't know what this one is. It says 25 actually. So 16 is too small. But let's see if it comes on for a moment. Then we'll know that this one's gone bad and that they need a new one. Ideally, this specific one for the bike. 25. So that's my one in. It's a lower ampage, so it shouldn't last too long, but at least they know what they need. Let me see if my switch will stay on. The switches do go wrong. They do fail after a while. Let's see. That stayed on. Right. Oh no, I wasn't listening. They showed me a procedure for. Oh no, what was it? Press something. Hey! We've got power. What do you do? Just cycle it around? The throttle on this, what's going on there? Is that just broke? How does this work? I have no idea. I'm going to have to call them back. So that was a nice fix. She's very thankful. She's got options there. She can buy the original circuit breaker from the company. I lay money, she's looking at 40-50 quid. Or she can go Screwfix and buy one for £4.19. That's B25 off the shelf. I know what I would do. I'd go and buy £4.19. It's exactly the same thing. What's next for me, guys? There are no projects out there. I've had some life changes. I'm in my own apartment now. I moved in with my parents during COVID. It's 4 years later now. I'm now in my own apartment, so bills are higher. I'm low on money. So I now need to be more careful with what projects I buy and how much I spend, really. So I'm looking out there. There's no projects. I'm very tempted. I think I've got a logbook for this. I'm going to check. If I haven't, it's scrap. I'm not touching it. If I have got a logbook for that, I'm going to be tempted to make some sort of calf racery style bike or something. I'm not quite sure what the plan would be, but ultimately next weekend I'm going to be throwing fuel in there, connecting a battery, hot wiring it, and seeing if it will fire. If it fires and sounds okay, I am actually going to be looking into doing something with that. I'll need a generic Chinese tank, but they're out there. And then I'll move the ignition down into here. So we'll have a side key ignition, and then it would be I need the rear wheel, which to be fair I can't find yet. I need to see why the tyre isn't beaded on the front wheel at all. If I could get a pair of wheels, that'd be ideal. So I might do something with this if I have a logbook, but I'm not sure because it is quite far gone. I don't like the rear seat look. I'd prefer a flat look. I guess I could put something on there, but what's the point? Ultimately, it will be a black tank, similar bike. It could be the exact same bike where I've moved the ignition. But yeah, messing around. Look, no, nothing on that rear wheel. Someone's chucked that on and it's got nothing. It hasn't got a sprocket. It hasn't got a chain. Really winds me up. But listen, get online, guys. Go onto Facebook Marketplace. Put in anything up to $650, $750 in price. You have a look what's on there. It's ridiculous. It's unbelievable. It's this. It's that. That's selling for that price. And people aren't budging. They're like, no, my bike's worth it in scrap. It's not. I might break this down next week. I might have to go back to doing things, like I used to do, where I just start selling parts. So there's loads of parts here worth a fair amount of money, from seats, from engines, from wheels, clocks. I might have to go back to selling some parts properly to bring in, this will bring in 400 or 500 in parts. And then, of course, I can build up and buy another project. Anyway, yeah, life changes. And, of course, the one video a week at the moment I'm sticking to. It's better for me. I'm preferring that at the moment. It's not, like I said, life's getting busier. I do appreciate your sticking with the channel. I do appreciate your watching. I feel like one video a week isn't the end of the world. It's kind of builds up more. Yeah, I think when I got to 3 or 4, it became a bit too much, too bitty. One a week should be a bit better.